So guys, welcome to our channel once again. In today's video on our JAMB biology exam revision series, we are going to be solving these 50 JAMB repeated questions. So feel free to pause this video at any point to see if you can attempt any of the questions. So let's go ahead and answer these questions one after the other. So the first question says, which of the following is an example of a carnivorous plant? And we have options: A, yeast; B, bladderwort; C, hydra; and D, spirogyra. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option B, and that's bladderwort. So bladderwort is a carnivorous plant. So guys, that's the correct answer to this question, option B. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 2. Question number 2 says, when the adults have reached a certain degree of weakness, the process of binary fission is replaced by conjugation in A, plasmodium; B, paramecium; C, amoeba; and D, euglena. So guys, the correct answer to this question is paramecium. So conjugation and binary fission are both seen in paramecium, but then the paramecium uses binary fission, which is an asexual means of reproduction at the early stages, and then later on the conjugation, which is the sexual means of reproduction, here sets in. So in the paramecium, when the adults have reached a certain degree of weakness, the process of binary fission is now replaced by conjugation. So during the conjugation, the two paramecia will come together and then exchange genetic material. Then they will now separate and divide to form new individuals. So guys, the correct answer to this question, like I said, is paramecium, and that's option B. So let's look at the next question. That's question number 3. Question number 3 says, one of the adaptations to life on trees by a monkey is its possession of digits which are A, big; B, long; C, extensible; D, opposable. So guys, monkeys are adapted to life on trees by possession of digits which are opposable. So the correct option here is option D, and that's the correct answer to this question, question number 3. So guys, take note of that. That's possession of digits which are opposable. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 4. It says, the jointed structure in insects that bears organs which are sensitive to touch, smell, and vibration is the A, maxilla; B, abdomen; C, antenna; and D, labium. So guys, the correct answer to this question is the antenna. So the antenna in insects is actually the organ which is sensitive to touch, smell, and vibration. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option C. So take note of that. Let's look at the next question. That's question number 5. Question number 5 says, the presence of cheetah in earthworm is for A, excretion; B, respiration; C, reproduction; D, locomotion. So guys, the answer to this question is locomotion, and that's option D. So the cheetah actually assists the earthworm to move with its hydrostatic skeleton. So guys, let's look at the next question here, and that's question number 6. Question number 6 says, amphibians are normally found A, on dry land and in water; B, on moist land; C, in water; D, in water and moist land. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option D, and that's in water and moist land. So amphibians are found in water and a moist land. So let's take note of that. The correct answer to this question, like I said, is option D, in water and a moist land. So let's look at the next question, guys, and that's question number 7. It says, use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. So the organs for attachment to the lining of the host's intestine is labeled A, I and II, B, I and III, C, II and III, D, III and IV. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option C, and that's II and III. So we have to understand that these structures are the hook and the suckers. So they help this organism, that's the tapeworm, to attach firmly to the intestinal wall of its host. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 8. So question number 8 says, one adaptation shown by hydrophytes in freshwater habitats is the A, well-developed roots and supporting systems, B, leaves reduced to spine, C, poor development of roots and xylem tissues, and then D, waxy cortical on shoot surface. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option C, poor development of roots and xylem tissue. So why is this the correct answer to this question? Okay guys, actually the roots and the xylem tissues helps to conduct water to the plants. So if they have poorly developed roots and xylem tissue, it can help them survive in this water area. So we have to understand that hydrophytes actually are plants that live in water. So the position of poorly developed roots and xylem tissue will help them survive in these aquatic environments. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 9. It says, the dentition of a herbivore is distinct from that of other animals due to the presence of A, ridges on their molar, B, cusps on molar teeth, C, canines, and D, diastema. So guys, the correct answer to this question is diastema. So the diastema is the space created as a result of absence of the canine teeth in herbivores. So herbivores actually lack the canine teeth, and that space there is known as diastema. So that's the feature that distinguishes the teeth of herbivores from that of other animals. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 10. Question number 10 says, use the diagram below to answer the question. So the illustration is a typical example of a plant pollinated by A, man, B, wind, C, birds, D, insects. So guys, the correct answer to this question, like you should have guessed rightly, is wind. So that's because these plants possess pollen grains which are small, smooth, and non-sticky, and they are actually light as well. So this plant is an example of a plant that is pollinated by wind. So option B here is the correct option, and that's wind. So guys, let's go to the next question, and that's question number 11. It says, which of the following is a mechanism of fruit dispersal in plants? A, gravity, B, pollination, C, photosynthesis, D, respiration. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option A, and that's gravity. So gravity here is actually a mechanism of fruit dispersal. So option A is the correct option here, and that's the only method of fruit dispersal here in these options. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 12. The ability of a chameleon to change its color is an adaptive feature for A, defense, B, display, C, attack, and D, attraction. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option A, and that's defense. So let's look at the next question already. So question number 13, it says coconut and oil palm fruits can be grouped as A, legume, B, drupe, C, berry, and D, capsule. So the correct answer to this question is option B, and that's drupe. So the fruits regarded as drupe are one-seeded indehiscent fruits. So the drupe are one-seeded fleshy indehiscent fruits. So that's it for that question. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 14. Question number 14 says, the most important characteristic that makes reptiles to conquer terrestrial habitats is the possession of A, sharp claw, B, scaly skin, C, long tail, and D, amniotic egg. So, guys, the correct answer to this question is option D. Reptiles actually possess amniotic egg. So this egg is rich in amniotic fluid, and there is presence of allantois, yolk sac, and chorion. So this helps to support the egg. It's actually a unique feature of the reptiles that makes them conquer the terrestrial habitat. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 15. It says, the oily substance that lubricates the mammalian hair to keep it flexible and water repellent is secreted by the A, fatty cells, B, sweat glands, C, granular layer, and D, sebaceous gland. So guys, the correct answer to this question is sebaceous gland. The sebaceous gland is the oil producing gland in the mammalian skin, and that's what actually produces the oil that lubricates the mammalian hair and keeps it flexible and water repellent. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 16. It says, a freshwater plant such as water lily can solve the problem of buoyancy by the possession of A, water repelling epidermis, B, parenchymatous tissues, C, thin cell walls of the epidermis, and D, dissected leaves. So guys, the correct answer to this question is B, parenchymatous tissues. So these water lily plants, they are actually composed of a spongy tissue that is largely air spaced. So this spongy tissue actually enables gas exchange to take place. So the parenchymatous tissue, guys, is a spongy airy tissue that is found in the roots of aquatic plants, and this spongy airy tissue found in the roots of aquatic plants is actually what enables them to solve the problem of buoyancy. So guys, option B is the correct answer to the question number 16. So let's look at the next question here. The chitin in the exoskeleton of many arthropods is strengthened by A, calcium compounds, B, lipids, C, proteins, and D, organic salts. So guys, A is the correct answer to this question, calcium compounds. So the chitin in exoskeleton of arthropods is actually composed of calcium compounds. So guys, option A is the correct answer to this question. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 18. Position of thin membrane enables the tapeworm to A, fasten themselves to the wall of the host intestine, B, lay numerous eggs, C. Absorb digested food from the host intestine to their system. And then D. Shield themselves inside the host intestine with anti-enzymes in order to avoid being digested. So guys, the actual answer to this question is option C, and that's absorb digested food from the host intestine to their system. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 19. It says, in the diagram, the organs for attachment to the lining of the host intestine are labeled A, I and II, B, I and III, C, III and IV, D, II and III. So guys, option D is the correct answer to this question. So let's look at the next question. Question number 20. The alimentary canals of insects consist of dash measure parts. So option A is 2, B 3, C 4, and D none. So guys, B is the correct answer to this question. That's the foregut, the midgut, and the hindgut. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 21. It says, plants survive hot, dry conditions by A. Producing numerous leaves, B. Storing water in large parenchyma cells, C. Having evergreen leaves, and D. Having numerous stomata. So guys, option B is the correct answer to this question. That's storing water in large parenchyma cells. So that's how they're able to survive hot, dry conditions. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 22. It says, the ability of the cockroach to live in cracks and crevices is enhanced by the possession of A. Dorsoventrally flattened body, B. Claws on the leg, C. Wings and segmented body, D. Compound eyes. So guys, actually the answer to this question is dorsoventrally flattened body. So option A is the answer to this question, and that's dorsoventrally flattened body. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 23. It says, which of the following adaptation in the fish helps facilitate respiration in water? A. Spiracles, B. Gills, C. Lungs, D. Trachea. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option B, and that's gills. So the gills actually help the fishes there to survive in water. So gills are for breathing in water. So that's the feature there that facilitates respiration in water for fishes. So option B is the correct answer to the question here. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 24. Which of the following structure is adapted for feeding in a bird of prey? So guys, option A says pointed beak and strong claws. Option B, hooked beak and sharp claw. Option C, big beaks and strong feet. Option D, smooth beak and strong claw. So guys, actually option B is the correct answer to this question. So carnivorous birds actually have hooked beak and sharp claws. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 25. Use the diagram below to answer the question. It says, the parts used for feeding is labeled A, I, B, J, C, L, and D, K. So guys, the correct answer to this question is K, and that's option D. So let's take note of that. This diagram is actually the head of a cockroach. if you observe it well, you see that this diagram is the head of a cockroach. So the part labeled K is actually the mouth part, and it's used for feeding. It's adapted for feeding. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option D. So let's look at the next question, guys, and that's question number 26. Question number 26 says, marine protozoan is likely to have no contractile vacuole, mainly because the cytoplasm is A. hypertonic to the seawater, B. hypotonic to the seawater, C. isotonic to the seawater, and D. impervious to seawater. So guys, option C is the correct answer to this question, because the cytoplasm of this marine protozoan is isotonic to seawater. So there's no need for contractile vacuole, because contractile vacuole is there for osmoregulation. So if the cytoplasm of this organism is isotonic to seawater, it means it has the same concentration as the seawater. So there's no need regulating water levels. So option C here is the correct answer to this question. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 27, and it says, a tapeworm has no digestive system because A. it is autotrophic, B. it is heterotrophic, C. its body absorbs food, D. it lacks chloroplast. So guys, you already know the answer to this question, and that's option C. Its body absorbs food, because we know that the tapeworm actually feeds by diffusion. So Guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 28. It says, the key events in the transition of the amphibians from water to land is the A. Development of long hind limbs, B. Replacement of the gills with lungs, C. Position of webbed limbs, and D. Position of tympanic membrane. So guys, the answer to this question is option B, and that's replacement of the gills with lungs. So that's the key event in the transition of the amphibians from water to land. So the next question here is question number 29. It says, use the diagram below to answer the question. So the maxillary pap is labeled A, I, B, I, C, I, and D, IV. So guys, the correct answer to this question is IV. IV is the maxillary pal for this diagram here. So let's look at the next question, guys, and that's question number 30. It says, organisms that have teeth of different shapes, sizes, and function has A. Same dentition, B. Heterodont dentition, C. Homodont dentition, and D. Different dentition. So guys, there are actually two major types of dentition, and that's homodont dentition and heterodont dentition. So in homodont dentition, all the teeth are of the same size, shape, and function. So the teeth are not actually differentiated into shapes and categories. But in heterodont dentition, the teeth are of different shapes, sizes, and function. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option B, and that's heterodont dentition. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 31. It says, the chitin in the exoskeleton of many arthropods is strengthened by A. Calcium compound, B. Proteins, C. Organic salts, and D. Lipids. So guys, already we've answered this question before, and that's calcium compounds. So guys, take note of that. That's the correct answer to this question, calcium compounds. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 32. It says, one adaptation shown by hydrophytes in freshwater habitats is the A. Waxy cuticle on shoot surface, B. Well-developed roots and supporting system, B. Poor development of roots xylem tissues, and D. Leaves reduced to spines. So guys, just like we said earlier on, the xylem tissues are there to conduct water. So if they are poorly developed, they can actually help these plants survive well in water. Remember that hydrophytes are plants that live in water. So guys, option C is the correct answer to this question. So let's go ahead and check out the next question. Which of the following is common to the mosquito, housefly, and black fly? A. They undergo complete metamorphosis. B. They are parasites of man. C. Their adults have 2 pairs of wings. And D. Their immature stage are aquatic. So guys, option A is the correct answer to this question. They undergo complete metamorphosis. So let's look at question number 34. The group of insects that undergo complete metamorphosis is A. Housefly, beetle, and butterflies. B. Cockroach, grasshopper, and bees. C. Housefly, beetles, and cockroach. D. Aphids, grasshoppers, and butterflies. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option A, and that's houseflies, beetles, and butterflies. They undergo complete metamorphosis. So guys, the next question here is question number 35, and it says, which of the following organisms does not possess streamlined body for easy movement in water? A, crab, B, frog, C, tilapia fish, D, toad. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option A, and that's crab. So let's look at the next question, guys. That's question number 36. The process of shedding the exoskeleton of an arthropod is known as A, tagmosis, B, ecdysis, C, metamorphosis, and D, instar formation. So guys, ecdysis is the correct answer to this question. Ecdysis is the process of shedding the old skin or casting the old exoskeleton of the arthropods away to actually enable growth. So guys, option B is the correct answer to this question. So the next one is question number 37. It says, the nidoblast cells found in Hydra are used for A, locomotion and nutrition, B, food collection, C, reproduction, and D, offense and defense. So guys, the answer to this question is option D, and that's offense and defense. So the nidoblast cells found in Hydra is used for offense and defense. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 38. It says, which of the following group of arthropods has no antenna? A, diplopoda, B, arachnida, C, chilopoda, and D, crustacean. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option B, and that's arachnida. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 39. It says, which of the following plants is a carnivore? A is mushroom, B is sundew, C is platycerium, and D is desmodium. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option B, and that's sundew. Sundew is actually a carnivorous plant. So question number 40, guys. The question says, which of the following is the correct definition of dentition in biology? A, the process of teeth development in humans. B, the extraction of teeth for dental treatment. The arrangement and types of teeth of an organism. D, the study of dental diseases. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option C. That's the arrangement and types of teeth of an organism. So that's dentition. So guys, let's look at the next question, question number 41. The presence of sunken stomata and the folding of leaves are adaptation to A, reduce water loss, B, remove excess water, C, prevent entry of pathogens, D, prevent guttation. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option A, and that's to reduce water loss. So sunken stomata and folding of leaves is actually an adaptation to reduce water loss in plants. Guys, the next question here is question number 42. It says, water loss is regulated in plants and animals by the A, thick leaves and the feathers, B, leathery corticals and the feathers, C, scale and skin, D, scales and the hair. So guys, the correct answer to this question is leathery cortical and the feathers. So let's look at the next question. That's question number 43, and it says, rodents gnaw on food with their A, strong jaws, B, flat-ridged teeth, C, molar teeth, and D, chisel-like front teeth. So actually the answer to this question is the chisel-like front teeth. So rodents actually gnaw on their food with their chisel-like front teeth. So the next question, question number 44. A major adaptive feature of endoparasites is the A. Presence of claws, B. Loss of the organs of movement, C. Presence of piercing mouthparts, and D. Loss of the central nervous system. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option B, and that's loss of the organ of movement. So guys, let's look at the next question. Question number 45. It says, use the diagram below to answer the questions. The parts labeled II is the A. Thorax, B. Silk thread, C. Anchor, and D. Forewing. So guys, the correct answer to this question is B. That's the silk thread. So the silk thread is actually produced as a thick liquid and is excreted through the glands near the mouth. So as you can see here, this part labeled II is the silk thread. So guys, let's look at the next question. Question number 46, which says, spines and shells of animals are adapted for A. Camouflage, B. Chemical defense, C. Physical defense, D. Mimicry. So guys, the answer to this question, like we know, is physical defense. Spines and shells in animals are actually adaptations for physical defense. So guys, let's look at the next question. Question number 47. It says, the soil swallowed by the earthworm to form the worm cast is grouped up in the dash. A is clitellum, B is mouth, C is gizzard, and D is protomium. So guys, the correct answer to this question is the gizzard. So the gizzard is the grinding muscle, and that's where the soil swallowed by the earthworm is being grouped up. So guys, let's look at the next question. Question number 48. It says, the long and sharp clawed feet of birds is an adaptation for A. Grasping prey, B. Crushing seeds, C. Snooping mud, and D. Tearing flesh. So guys, option A is the correct answer to this question, and that's grasping prey. So the sharp clawed feet of birds is an adaptation for them to grasp prey. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 49. It says, the slender, long, and slightly curved beak of the sunbird is an adaptation for breeding for feeding on A. Big seeds, B. Nectar, C. Insects, D. Small seeds. So guys, the answer to this question is option B, and that's nectar. The sunbirds actually feed on nectar, so their slightly curved beak is an adaptation for breeding or feeding on the nectar. Guys, let's look at the next and the last question for this video, and that's question number 50. It says, adaptive feature of plants to desert condition include A. Thin barks, succulent stems, and sunken stomata. No. Thick bark, succulent stems, and sunken stomata. That's option B. Then option C, air space in tissue, adventitious roots, and thick bark. Then option D, thin barks, air floats on stems, and sunken stomata. So So guys, the answer to this question is option B, and that's stick back, succulent stem, and sunken stomata. So guys, that's the answer to this question. Plants in the desert actually possess stick backs, succulent stems, and sunken stomata. So this will be the end of this video for this lesson, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are new to this channel. Also, ensure to share this video with your friends so that you can enable us reach out to more audience. So if you have any question regarding this video, please drop your question on the comment section below and we'll ensure to give you a response. Thank you for watching this video.